presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Detroit.
Stay tuned for Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. The halls are decked in downtown Detroit, and the Red Wings have celebrated all month, losing only once in regulation in December. Tonight, they welcome one of the NHL's hottest teams in the Calgary Flames. The Flames have only lost once the entire month as well, winning 7 of 8. It's the season of giving, but neither team wants to give a win away. The Flames and Wings are next. Not like the old days when they met so often, just twice a season now. The Red Wings fell in overtime to Calgary, in October. Hello, everyone, and happy holiday season to you. Mickey in just a moment, but first, Jeff Blashill, who was not bashful in his assessment of his team's play to start Friday night against Vancouver.
You can't play with that lack of effort. You can't come not ready to play against a team that's, they've been struggling a little bit, so they're fighting for their lives a little bit. I know it's early enough in the season, but everybody understands how critical every point is. So I don't know why, but I know it's on me, and we better do a better job of that come Sunday.
Well, a couple thoughts on all of those thoughts by Jeff Blashill. You can be mentally tired. You can be physically tired. You can be in a funk. Montreal Canadiens are 2-7-1. Is it Michael Therrien's fault that they're 2-7-1? God bless Jeff Blashill for saying I could have done a better job, but no, it's not Therrien's fault. It's not his fault. It's the players' responsibility to come and play. As a group, Ken, they were down. Yeah, they might have played down a little bit to Vancouver, who doesn't get a lot of respect right now. You put all that stuff together, 3 days off, forget that rust, baloney, 10 games, 20 days, mentally fatigued. You put it all together. They were all flat, and you could see that frustration start to come out late in the second period of the game.
Well, one guy who wanted the puck for the Red Wings all night long, it seemed on Friday, was Pavel Datsyuk.
That's the guy I'm referring to. Pavel Datsyuk seemed very frustrated late in the period, and he was like, give me the puck, give me the puck. We got to get something done here. Nothing was happening, and of course the power play failed them again, and they're working like crazy on that. But here, a beautiful pass by Datsyuk late in the period, but ends up in the back of the net off the stick of Anderson. And then here, late in the game, Zetterberg ties it with Miller on his knees, but Pavel Datsyuk gets his own goal coming up right here in a great setup. Bingo. But Datsyuk, when he gets going, he was frustrated. I want the puck. Darren Helm tried to go end-to-end by himself. You don't do it that way either. But you could see the frustration in the players. For them, they were happy and lucky to get a point. They'll take it. The one thing you hope for, if you're a Red Wing fan, is it's a one and done and not a prolonged streak.
Their opponent, the Calgary Flames, were unhealthy to start the season. 1-5, and then just 2 wins their first 10 games. Until yesterday's loss in St. Louis had rattled off 7 straight victories. So, how did they come so far? Well, good question. Amazingly, with horrible numbers. Second most goals against in the league, 5-on-5. Last in goals against average. Power play last. Just 2 goals are past 15. Penalty killing last, but don't take a lot, none yesterday. They are doing it with great goaltending lately from Kari Ramo, a guy who was on waivers earlier this season, and Mick, Johnny Gaudreau, sophomore season, and no slumping just yet.
Well, Gaudreau is 150 to 160 pounds if you're being generous. He's on fire lately. 7 goals his last 8 games. He was all everything in Hockey East a couple of years ago. Only 5'9". Who said little guys can't play? They can today. Very much like Patrick Kane. He's really, really skittish on his feet. He gets a lot of places in a very short period of time, and he's got Patrick Kane kind of hand. He's a fun guy to watch, and a guy you have to have eyes in the back of your head when he's on the ice. Johnny Gaudreau, they call him now. Johnny Hockey. He was all everything in Boston a couple of years ago.
And Yuri Hudler will move up to the top line tonight for Calgary. He's been slumping a little bit. Yuri has. Johnny Gaudreau and Sean Monahan have been a dynamic duo for the Flames. Now they've got Yuri Hudler. Dylan Larkin and Henrik Zetterberg, they've been a dynamic duo for the Red Wings this season. Detroit's captain had the game-tying goal late on Friday to get his team a point. Okay to go tonight after a little bit of doubt. Leading the Wings in points. And to the ice at the Joe. Next.
Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Ram Trucks. Come in for a great deal during the Ram year-end blockbuster sales event. Myers, save big with M-Perks from Myers. Sign up at mperks.com. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience sports.
When the Red Wings lived in the West, they would see the Calgary Flames here at the Joe a couple of times a year. Of course, that's no longer the case, and now it's Calgary's only visit of the season to the Joe tonight. And it's coming up in a matter of moments as you watch tonight's game. Make your pick as to who should be the McDonald's player of tonight's game. We'll share our pick with you later tonight during Red Wings Live postgame. It's all brought to you by McDonald's all-day breakfast menu. Wings looking to snap a streak in which they have lost 3 straight, but that sounds really more severe than it is because over those 3 games, Detroit has gone 0-1-2. They've scratched out a couple of points in those games, and that is huge as we look at the Eastern Conference standings, and you see Detroit remains 3rd in the Atlantic Division with 32 points, and they can see Boston and Montreal from here. But every point, every night matters a ton right now. So should this game against Calgary. Upstairs we go to get it started. Here are Ken Daniels and Mickey Redmond.
Thank you, John. Calgary won the first meeting in overtime 3-2 in October. Mark Giordano had 2 that night. And Calgary tied it late, and then Giordano won it in overtime. Our goaltenders brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. And for the Flames, it's Kari Ramo, who was on waivers, and then the American Hockey League. And then back at one point at an .869 save percentage. But he's been outstanding his last 15 games, a big reason why the Flames have climbed the standings. Peter Mrazek, his last appearance, only allowed 2 goals, but suffered just his second regulation loss, his past dozen starts. The Red Wings have been very successful here at home, just 1 regulation loss. Their past 11, 6-1-4 in that time. The Calgary Flames have started slowly each of the first 3 on this 4-game road trip. Down by at least a goal each of the first 3. And Calgary was down by 2 in St. Louis yesterday afternoon. 3:47 into the game. Then we're down 3-0, but fought back with 2 in the third and lost the game 3-2, breaking a 7-game victory run for Calgary. Johnny Gaudreau starts up front with Monahan and Hudler, the former Red Wing, as the Wings counter with Helm, who's got it, and a shot, and Ramo the save as he's out there with Pavel Datsyuk and Brad Richards. Calgary finishing their 4-game road trip 2-1 so far.
Darren Helm has not been without some scoring chances the last few games, just not having the greatest of luck trying to find the back of the net, but creating chances usually leads to more goals, and nobody wants him more than he does in a contract year, and coming out of camp with that injury, a few goals would really go a long way to his confidence going forward here as we get close to the halfway point of the season.
At center for Furlan, number 79 for Calgary. Carries in with big Joe Coburn, number 8, as Peter Mrazek will hold on. And the former Stanley Cup winner with Colorado in 2001, Bob Hartley, who last season was the Adams Trophy winner for Coach of the Year, the first Flames coach in their history to ever win that award. Everything went right for him last year.
He reinvented Bob Hartley. He was a lot harder on everybody, including himself and people around him, before he got fired and ended up overseas and was out of the NHL game for several years. And I think having lived through that experience and making him a little bit humble has made him a better coach. He's come back and much more comfortable and relaxed behind the bench, and that's a good thing for his players.
And we're all wondering whether Calgary could do this year what they did last. An Advocator Center one. They were the cardiac kids last year. All the comebacks they had in third periods. It's been a bit of a different story this year, but as we say, until yesterday afternoon in St. Louis, had won 7 consecutive games and rattled off 9 straight home wins. Carried ahead by Dylan Larkin. Turned back there by Russell. Sent wide by TJ Brodie, who didn't play in the first meeting in the Calgary win over Detroit in October. TJ Brodie injured the first 9 with a broken hand, and what a great defenseman he is, number 7. Mrazek with the save there.
Backlund will put it in for David Jones. Couldn't pick it up. Number 19 for Calgary. Backlund going in to get it. Without a stick was Marchenko. There's Jones with a shot. Picked up here by Backlund to the line. To the near side for Hamilton. And a save made by Mrazek on Dougie Hamilton. The big acquisition from Boston for a first rounder in a couple of seconds. The 6'6" defenseman. The 9th overall pick in 2011 by the Bruins, who really started slowly. And to show you how far he's come, he is plus 14 since November the 7th. That only puts him at plus 3 for the season. So that'll tell you how he was in the minus column for so long to start.
Really?
And folks were questioning the deal, but now he's settled in nicely, as have the Flames.
Well, you mentioned their defenseman not playing early in the year. This defense was absolutely phenomenal last year. They had 46 goals from the blue line. Wideman had 15 of them. The 3 defensemen were in the top 5 in their scoring. So they had a rough start this year in this business. I mean, it's crazy, this business now. You get 3-4 games, everybody thinks you've gone into the tank and it's all over. You win 4 and you've got a Stanley Cup parade going on. It's crazy.
They're right there, and especially in the Pacific Division where the Flames are. The Red Wings have out Glendening, Yurko, and Anderson, whom Jeff Blashill said was their best line on Friday night.
Yeah. Well, that might have been, no offense to those guys, might have been like being better than the worst kid in the class, but nonetheless, they were pretty good. And they need a lot more of that from a lot more guys. No passengers tonight is what he's looking for.
Kicked ahead here for Green. And a save by Ramo as Richards let a quick one go. Green gives it back to Richards again. Then he's checked trying to get through 2 Flames. And Stajan threw it up the middle. Sent out by Kindle, who's in tonight, as Jonathan Ericsson out with an upper body injury. So Jakob Kindle draws in for the Red Wings. Brought in here by Helm, played it back. It never got into the Calgary zone. Drop back here for Joe Colburn. He was checked. Kindle threw it to the near side. Kindle's first game in 9. Shot by Gaudreau. Abdelkader lost an edge and went down. And Peter Mrazek will hold on.
Darren Helm did at the other blue line just a moment ago. Nobody around either one of them. And there's that chance by Richards. Boy, Ramo was over there. He smelled that out. Richards didn't get as much as he wanted on it. That was similar to the goal he scored here a few nights ago. The other end of the ice, right-hand side of the ice with a left-hand shot. But he got a lot more on that one than that replay right there.
Good move to get away by Brendan Smith, and he was sandwiched. Mrazek with the save. The puck popped back in behind the net. Calgary trying to take over, but the Kaiser got it around for Brendan Smith, and with the Eriksson injury, Smith in a defense pairing in Eriksson's spot now with Danny DeKeyser as Smith steps up. Calgary dumps the puck down ice as Kindle takes Smith's spot with Marchenko in the third pairing. Dylan Larkin threw a long one in. Larkin's gone 4 games without a point. His longest stretch in his rookie season. And that one hit Dylan Larkin, and that caught him. On the left hand as Green fired it back in, and Larkin wrong. Bad place, wrong time.
Could be just one of those stretches where it got him in the left wrist. Like, you got to be kidding me. All this space out here, and I get knocked like that. 82 games, long season. He's never played one before, Dylan Larkin, and he's still feeling his way around here as we get close to the 40-game mark. Been on tremendous pace the first 25 games for sure. But he's going to be learning every day. He's still 19 years old. You got to remember that.
World Championship last year and Griffin's playoffs. It was a long year. He's probably played about 40 to 45 games total.
It was a long year as we get our first penalty year. It'll be to Calgary. It was a long year for a lot of different reasons. But this long year will be like no other for Dylan Larkin in the NHL. Like I said, 20 days, you played 10 games, and 10 of those you went to overtime. There's the interference right there.
Backlund goes to the box. Red Wings go to the Bell Tire power play. They're first of the game.
Last 14 games, the Red Wings have played 13 of them. 1-goal games. I mean, it's been crazy. So that's a lot of mental stress. 19-year-old kid like Larkin, he's not going to be in trouble physically. It's the mental part of the game to come and play under these conditions every day. That's the biggest part of the learning process for a young player in the NHL.
Brought to center as Kendall drops it back.
Now Pavel Datsyuk into the Calgary zone. Flames penalty killing 30th in the National Hockey League. And just 74% of the road, but steal it there.
Odd man rush.
Good hustle by Datsyuk coming back.
Boy, all the way from the other blue line, too. He's out of gas. He'll have to go off. Wasted energy. Defensively, you don't like that.
Richards put it into the other side. There's Henrik Zetterberg, who couldn't pick it off the kick plate. Zetterberg tied the game late for Detroit on Friday to help them get a point. Calgary claiming too many men on the ice in the midst of a Red Wing change of the power play. Flames penalty killing, although 30th in the league, is 5 for 5 their past 3 games. They did not have to kill a penalty in their loss at St. Louis yesterday afternoon. Didn't take one. Larkin took the shot. Nyquist was in front, hit a skate, and Calgary able to clear it. 40 seconds remaining, man advantage for Detroit. Red Wing power play scored 2 goals in the first meeting against the Flames. Nyquist and Brendan Smith scored that night in what was an overtime win by Calgary 3-2. Abdelkader. Back for Kronwall. Zetterberg check. Larkin gets a stick in there. And then Jones for Calgary. Nyquist beat him to the puck for Zetterberg. Abdelkader, taken by Ramo, hit his own man. As a result, Larkin's got it with 5 to go in the man advantage for Detroit. Slip one back here for Kronwall. Into the slot, Nyquist check. Red Wings without a shot on the power play. Zetterberg turning, tried to bank one in short side. Oh, and it stayed out!
How?
Great play by Zetterberg. Down low, Abdelkader with a shot up high, and Ramos stopped that. So the Flames under siege early, and again, as we mentioned, their last 3 games, they've been behind Calgary, and they've had slow starts. And after the start the Red Wings had against Vancouver Friday, you knew they'd come out best they could tonight, and the power play has helped in that regard. Fired in deep by Monahan. Out there with Gaudreau and Hudler. Stolen in front of the net. Monahan dropped it back, and a save by Mrazek. Taken away by Sheahan. Across center and in. Back turning is Glendening. For Helm behind the net. Smith moves in. Helm circles the goal now. Trying to get away from TJ Brodie. Brodie stayed with him and managed to get the puck for Gaudreau. Leads their team in goals, assists, and points, does Gaudreau. Pass too far for Sheahan. Turning is Ladislav Smid, who's back in the lineup for Derek Engelland, the only change for Calgary from their loss in St. Louis yesterday. Hit was Marchenko. Kindle able to punch one ahead for Richards. Back in comes Sam Bennett. Bennett, number 93 for Calgary. The 4th overall pick in 2014. Tatar tries to get away from Bennett. Knocked down at center by Richards. Chased there by Granlund, who gave Richards a shove into the boards. Datsyuk able to steal back in front of the backhander, and Ramos got that. So a chance there for Detroit. Their best chance of the game, though, came off the stick of Henrik Zetterberg on this wraparound and just couldn't bury that. We're back in a moment.
We don't have any score in this game. 11:47 to go in the first period, but thanks to Chris Russell for Calgary, it's still 0-0. Zetterberg tried to hit short side, and then Russell, look at that, the stick right there. Ramo has no idea. He's still looking over there to Abdelkader. No idea where Zetterberg was. This was a slam dunk. If Russell doesn't get there and be alert, that's being in the game, boy.
Russell led the National Hockey League in blocked shots last season with 283. Wow, that's a good block just with the stick.
Yeah, right.
To keep it a goalless game here.
Got to be alert. You're not standing still. Just like the
Hamilton with a shot in, and Marchenko to help out his goaltender Mrazek. Russell, the former Blue Jacket for Dougie Hamilton. Joe Coburn. Kindle has to chase. It's taken to the boards by Stajan. Puck came free, and the Flames have it. Good stick check by Marchenko on Coburn.
Yurko through the middle. Marchenko joins the rush. Into the Flame zone. Couldn't get anywhere with it as Colburn will move it. Calgary in the midst of a change. Matt Stajan with a long shot that Mrazek saved. Matt Stajan, all Calgary has left for the Dion Phaneuf deal in 2010 to Toronto. Likewise, it's all that remains there for the Leafs. Brendan Smith to the middle, but TJ Brodie was there to block it. 4 goals, 14 points for Brodie. And remember, as we mentioned, he missed the first 9 with the broken hand. Lead pass for Larkin. Drop for Abdelkader. Return pass. Larkin, sharp angle. Back in front. Zetterberg, backhander. Didn't get what he wanted on it.
Been all around it tonight, number 40, hasn't he?
5 points the last 6 games for him.
Remarkable that he's even playing tonight after that crash in the net that he had the other night. We'll show it to you later on tonight, but boy, drove the net, smashed in shoulder first, and I'm sure he had to be stung with that.
That's in part why Thomas Nosek was called up from those winning Grand Rapids Griffins, who have a week off now over Christmas. So Nosek and Xavier Roulette were called up on the just in case, and Kindle comes in for Eriksson tonight, but Zetterberg able to go. Nyquist with a shot, and a piece of that by Kari Ramo. That's way wide from Tatar. Here's Shane. Couldn't connect with Green, but Kronwall. Smead for Calgary. Around for Wideman. Nearly miscued there by the Flames. Kronwall had his stick lifted on the way in to get it, and Shane back to cover for him. That hit a skate at the Calgary bench, so we'll get a stop in play as the Flames were in the midst of a change. More on the Flames goaltender with Trevor Thompson when we come back.
No score midway through the first here at the Joe between the Flames and the Wings. Kari Romo got the start for the Flames tonight, but between October 21st and 31st, he did not play in the NHL. He played in the American Hockey League. That's because after a horrid start, the Flames actually put him on waivers. He cleared waivers, cleared his head, got his game right, had won 5 in a row until the Blues snapped that streak last night, but overall has won 6 straight at home and looks to get the Flames back to their winning ways here tonight. Kenny, we'll see how he makes out. Back up to you for now.
Thank you, Mr. President.
We got jokes now.
Trevor Thompson, president of the Detroit Sports Broadcasters Association. So congrats, Trevor, on that nomination. Well deserved. You'll do a great job, as is Ramo in the Flames net, as this will be no icing, as Calgary got there first, and Mrazek will be forced to hang on. So what would have been a face-off in Ramo's zone will be in the Red Wing zone to the right of goaltender Peter Mrazek. 14 of the last 15 games Detroit has been involved in have been 1-goal games. And in those 14, Peter Mrazek in for some of those. The Red Wings are 7, 1, and 6. So just the one regulation loss that snapped Detroit's 13-game victory streak. That was by Buffalo, 2-1. Mrazek in for that one, so not a lot of support that night for him, although he's had more support lately than he had earlier in the season. Abdelkader carries in. He just picked up his general business degree from Michigan State, so congrats to Justin for completing that, albeit took him 10 years, but a promise to his parents, Joe and Cheryl, he'd do it. Abdelkader's got it now, fed it over to Larkin, to Zetterberg, and a shot just wide. As we showed you on Red Wings Live on Friday, Justin very proud of that diploma from Michigan State, and as he should be.
Isn't that why you go there to begin with?
Yes.
Supposedly.
Yes. But he had a great career, even was there during the summertime to complete the degree and trained out there at Michigan State.
Well, that and other things, but the education is important, isn't it? Sometimes it's a second thought.
Verland, rink wide with it. Hit back of the net was Zetterberg. And that big collision he took Friday night into the net, that was in part why he may not have been able to go tonight.
Ooh, the hook. Ooh, they may have got it.
Good call there, Mr. Referee. The referees tonight, Jean Hebert and Trevor Hansen. That's Trevor making the call.
Calgary 18, Minor penalty hooking.
Okay, let's take you back to Friday night. Before the party started, after the game. Zetterberg driving the net. Look at this. Oh, boy, did he ever hit hard. Unbelievable. It didn't look like he was any worse for wear. He broke his stick, and that, you see that broken stick right there like a piece of spaghetti? That might have saved him from a broken rib or something like that. Unbelievable. Just to follow up a little more on your 14 games, Ken. 18 one-goal games of the last 21. Pretty incredible. 12 of those went to overtime. They got 28 points out of the 42. That's pretty darn good, too. And those games took place in 46 days, 21 games. That's a lot of games. Almost every other day. Pretty amazing. But that's the modern-day NHL, boy. This power play is a bugaboo for Detroit. They need to get it on track. It's under 20%, and it's got to get over top of 20%. It's hard to win in this league unless you're that, or you're the Boston Bruins who didn't get a power play goal in the finals 2 years ago. But they're a work in progress right now, I'd say.
2 minutes for hooking. At 12 minutes, 32 seconds of the first period.
Kindle will go back.
2 minutes for hooking at 12:32, which means it's time for another mama-driven by performance. Red Wings power.
Leaves it for Pavel Datsyuk. And offside on the right wing was Thomas Tatar.
Tickets are on sale now for Great Lakes Invitational December 29th and 30th at the Joes in Michigan, Michigan Tech, Michigan State, and Northern. Battle it out for the McKinnis Cup. Tickets start at $15. Little Caesars Family 4-pack at $49. Call 313-471-7575 right now. Ticket executives are standing by. Holiday stuff here at the Joes.
Nyquist will lay one back for Kronwall. Gus Nyquist brings it in, 11 goals in the season for him, 5 on the power play. Tied for the team lead in both categories with others. As Zetterberg took a shot, there's Nyquist, and he sent it wide. In a bid for his team-leading 12th goal this season and 6th on the power play. Abdelkader with 10 goals on the year. Nyquist digging it free. Zetterberg moving in. Backlund for Calgary. Good penalty killer number 11. Gets it down the ice. Mentioned the Flames were down 2-0 early in St. Louis yesterday afternoon and roared back, dominated the Blues in the second half of the game. Outshot them 38-22 by the time it was over, but still their 7-game victory run ended. Point shot, Zetterberg into the glove of Ramo with Abdelkader right there in front, reaching around him to take it.
Well, Gus Nyquist thought he had one labeled here just a moment ago on this power play. Only 42 seconds left now. Pull that up for the guys downstairs and give you a look at it. Blew it wide to the glove side of Ramo. There it is right here. You know, the goaltender had no idea where he was going. He could have gone either side, actually, but it got caught up in the blade of his stick, the hook out at the end of the blade, and blew it 10 feet wide.
Another face-off win by Datsyuk. Calgary struggles in the face-off dot. Saved there by Ramo. Calgary 28th in face-offs. Red Wings have improved to 16th and number 13. Big reason why. Puck hit a stanchion, but cleared down by Josh Jors. 10 seconds remaining in the Bell Tire power play. Kindle will go after it. Creates some space for himself. Lays it back to the point for Datsyuk. Flames back at full strength. Carried in by Stajan. Tipped into the middle. Good coverage by Green. Took Granlund to the boards. To the point here for Brody. To Backlund. High rising shot. Tatar couldn't clear. Backlund's got it again. Ran into traffic. Then Datsyuk takes it away. He and Tatar were tired. He'll dump it down ice. Mark Giordano, their captain, to get it. Gaudreau with a good move. Tries to get through. Couldn't. Tapped ahead for Helm. Yuri Hudler now. Got help. Gaudreau. Pass back and a shot and a save made by Mrazek. Glendening. Coughed that one up. Great save off Monahan by Mrazek off a Red Wing turnover. Then a shot by Hudler. Mrazek there again.
That's all done by Johnny Gaudreau. At least partially set up by him anyway. And some great saves by Mrazek.
Gaudreau again. Has it one more time. Boy, is he shifted.
Didn't he?
Delayed penalty coming to Detroit. Rommel goes to the bench for an extra skater.
I mean, he reminds you of Patrick Kane physically.
Hudler turns back with it. 5 goals, 17 points for Yuri Hudler this season. Flames with 6 skaters. Wideman back into the high slot. There's Gaudreau and a save again by Mrazek.
Wow.
Oh, they got a quick whistle.
Yes, they did. They'll take it.
Red Wings didn't have full possession, but the Mrazek save there, and Mrazek saved the Red Wings so far to keep this game goalless. Calgary will go to the power play. Off some great chances, some great stops by number 34 in red.
Game break brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Lightning hosting the Senators in Tampa's second period. Mike Blunden takes it to the net, but Mike Angelidis jams it to give Tampa Bay a 3-1 lead. It is now 4-2 after an empty netter, guys.
Thank you, and the Calgary Flames go to a power play, and on this Toyota report card, the Flames power play gets an F-.
F-, I guess.
0 for their last 22, 2 for their last 52.
Flames fans will say, we're overdue.
2 power play goals their past 15 games, and yet they've won 7 of their past 8 and 9 straight at home.
The 30th, and they're 30th in the penalty kill. How
I
about
know.
that?
Special teams have been horrible, and yet look what they've done lately. That's tipped high and out of play, and a large part of that is due to Kari Rommel, who, as Trev told you earlier, was cleared through waivers, was in the American Hockey League. The Flames have Jonas Hiller backing him up. They're going with Rommel now the whole time. But my goodness, if not for him, they wouldn't be where they are, considering, look at those numbers.
I guess so.
Power play at just over 3% in December. And dead last.
Mrazek had an argument for the referee that puck went off Johnny Gaudreau and into the netting, which should have had the face-off outside, but to no avail.
Fortunately for Calgary, although their penalty killing hasn't been good, they don't take a lot of penalties. So
only 84 penalties that they've had to kill, and they've given up 23 power play goals, so I guess that's a good thing that they don't take.
Yeah. Can you imagine if they were dirty?
Yeah, exactly.
Turning is Monahan for Gaudreau.
I've heard that word in a while. Dirty. Overly physical, dirty. You used to call it dirty all the time. You dirty son of a you-know-what.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, can you say that in today's world?
Oh, you can say, yeah. You get away with a lot worse even than that.
Yeah, right.
That's clean, that dirty now.
That dirty play, that one.
Here's Sheahan to dump it back down the ice. Yeah. Red Wing penalty killing is 11th in the league at 82%. They've allowed just 5 power play goals their past 17 games. So it's been very good.
You have to wonder, if you spend so much difficulty and time getting into a zone, why don't you dump the puck in and have somebody going like they used to do in the old days? Keep it simple.
Yeah.
But they don't. You got to mess it up by trying to be too tricky.
Wideman with a shot at the goal post. That seemed to be tipped in front and hit the post and stayed out.
You know, so much today when you don't cover the points, either on 5-on-5 or on a power play, and there's so many people in front of the net, a goaltender probably doesn't see half the shots that come at him, like that one there. Mrazek never saw it. And it was deflected right there to his right side. He smelled it to the right side, didn't know where it was, and he got a fortunate bounce square off the post from the angle it came from and right back to him. Wideman had 15 goals last year.
He struggled this year. He doesn't have any. He was outstanding last season, -8 this year. So he was part of their struggles early, but he can be a good offensive defenseman. Yeah. That's why Calgary's decor, and when they added Dougie Hamilton in the offseason, they thought the Flames have the best defense core in the National Hockey League. Then they get out of the gate at 8-14-2 before winning 7 straight. And now with a record of 15-15-2 and in a division which is, very winnable, all but for the Los Angeles Kings.
Right. There's a whole bunch of teams right around 32 points. Looking for that third guaranteed playoff spot.
Anderson with a shot that Ramos stopped. And
Anaheim, as bad as they started the season out, is not far back either. They won last night.
There's a save by Ramos. So Calgary 0 for 1 on their power play. Again, Calgary complaining as Zetterberg hopped on, loose in front of the net. Zetterberg catching up to it, out there along with Datsuk. Zetterberg dropped it, and Green a shot, and held by Ramo.
You're right about the complaint. You could hear it on our rink mic as the change was being made. Zetterberg jumped on the ice, and before he was on the ice, skates were hitting the ice, he chopped at the player carrying the puck. That's another good save by Mrazek. These saves that he's making are not without quality, I'll tell you right now. Here's a look at Zetterberg right there. Just barely got on the ice, and there's the chop. And they were screaming it from the Calgary bench that it was a dirty play. How about that?
Yeah.
Jeez, that ain't fair, man.
You're not cheating, you're not trying.
That's right. But they're making it hard to cheat anymore in this game. Too many cameras, too many eyes, 2 referees and 2 linesmen. The old days were so simple. They had 1 ref, and yeah, he wasn't perfect, and you argued like heck with him, and he'd tell you to go, you know what, and that's the way it was. No big deal. You know what? I think I'd rather have a guy make a mistake on human error than have some of the pressure that we got on these referees today with all the stuff that they have to deal with.
Datsuk to Zetterberg, and that was blocked. Abdelkader out there with him. Look at Datsuk get over. Now Colburn for Calgary. Dropped it back. Return feed from TJ Brody and gives it back to him. Now to Colburn. Colburn to the goal. And Mrazek a piece of that off the stick. Deflected. And the faceoff will stay in the Red Wing zone. A Ram intermission report as the defense pairings to speak up with Darren, Chris, and Johnny Kane all coming up. 45 seconds playing time from now.
So right there, they dodged another bullet as 2 guys went for the same Calgary player. And Colburn was allowed to walk to the front of the net and get another good scoring chance. There's been a lot of them here. 15-12 for Calgary, the shots on goal. A lot of shots in one period.
Well, the Red Wings only had 10 through 2 on Friday, so much better. Well, Brendan Smith thought he held the line, but the linesman, Mark Wheeler, saying, no, you didn't.
Well, there's shots on goal. There's scoring chances, and there's quality scoring chances, like AAA chances, and Calgary's had a handful of AAAs here in the first period. Mrazek has been equal to all of that.
Big face-off edge, and Calgary at just over 47% coming into the game tonight. Red Wings at just about 50%. And they should have the advantage. And in fact, they do this evening. Less than a half minute to go in the opening period. Shan, Nyquist, Tatar, Gus Nyquist. 8 points his past 10 games. For Tatar, save made. Oh, and just out of Nyquist's reach. Dumped in by Mason Raymond. Nyquist with 5 seconds to go in the period. In for Shan. I'm not sure he knew how much time was left.
Who, Nyquist?
Yep.
I thought he looked at the clock as he was coming out of his own blue line, but here's the last chance. It just escaped him. He was moving too far to his right, just behind him, and no chance for a scoring chance there.
We'll send it to the studio where Johnny, Darren, and Ozzy will tell us whom they think are the most dynamic defense pairings in the NHL.
For Joe Louis Arena on a Sunday night. Pre-Christmas, a couple of days away. Calgary Flames in town. And here's a look at what's going on in the total Western Conference. The first 2 guys, 2 sets over here are the automatic playoff spots in the 2 different divisions. There's Calgary sitting down here at 32. And they, as you can see, they're in this division. They're tied with Arizona for that third and guaranteed playoff spot. And by the looks of that, there's your first wild card, which would be Nashville at 38. So there's 6 back there. So they got to be going after this spot right here. As Ken was talking earlier, Winnipeg with 32, Calgary 32, Vancouver 32. Everybody's all around there. So lots of room for improvement for all those teams and lots of hope that they can still make a playoff spot. And as I said, with Anaheim, they're bringing up the rear. They're 29 points. And Anaheim is really, as bad as they've been early this year, they're only 3 points out of a playoff spot. It's incredible. In their own division.
It's one back into the Red Wing zone is Kronwall. Ahead for Green. Backlund for Calgary. Lead pass, Mason Raymond. Free agent signing a year ago. Knocked off Russell's stick by Shane. Tatar swings it wide for Green. Bouncing puck, TJ Brodie for the Flames. Gave it away. Here's Tatar for De Kaiser. Shot just wide. Smith, good job to keep it in for Sheehan. Taken to the boards by Chris Russell. Left back of the line in the midst of a change and a high shot there by Larkin.
20 days ago, Ken, we just showed you the division. Here was the Pacific Division as of the 1st of December.
What a 7-game winning streak will do for you.
Really? Yeah, look at Calgary down there at 18.
And how about Edmonton? Pretty good, too, without Connor McDavid.
Yep.
Maybe a month away or so.
Skating raise. Did they say a month?
Well, they're going to be careful.
Yeah, they will.
It's going to be at least 3 weeks.
Broken clavicle. He's skating. I mean, the good news is you can skate and do lower body exercises and stay in condition that way. But with a clavicle injury, I mean, you know.
I think the whole league is rooting for Edmonton because nobody wants to see him get first overall pick again. The league's had enough. And Austin Matthews out there for the taking, who's playing over in Switzerland. Thinking is he could be a franchise player, so. Knocked down by Ferland. Stays with it. Penalty coming up here to Detroit. Ramo to the bench for an extra skater.
Well, this game after 20 minutes, it wasn't short on being loosey-goosey in the first period. 27
number 71,
shots
2 minutes hooking.
were taken. And there's a hooking call. It'll be to Larkin, will it? I guess. Yeah. Not much of a hook, but doesn't take much of a hook today. So Larkin gets one of his few penalties of the year.
Another face-off controlled by Detroit to get down the ice. TJ Brodie leading the Flames power play to center. Yuri Hudler will dump it in. Hudler played a 409 games with Detroit from 03 to 2012. Put up 214 points in those 409 games. There's a wrist shot, scores! Weidman!
Wow.
That'll be his first of the season. And how about the Calgary Flames get themselves a power play goal? Just their second power play goal, their last 32 tries, their past 9 games.
Well, this was a wrist shot from almost the blue line. And it had lots of zip on it, 55 feet away. Can't tell if it hit anybody, but I think for sure, again, you got nothing but traffic jam in front of the net. And I don't think Mrazek had any chance to see it. It has to have eyes to get through all that traffic in today's world, and it did. Nothing he could do. Never saw it. So the Flames are on the board. 1-0.
Calgary's power play now 3 for their last 54. Stolen here by Yurko. To the corner. Yurko joins Richards and Datsuk, following up the penalty killing unit for Detroit. Brody and Gaudreau get the assists on the Weidman goal. As the Flames have it in the Detroit zone, Datsuk chips it back. 2 more points for the Calgary defense, which now have 29 points. They're past 9 games from their blue line. That's a lot of production from the back end, including the game's first goal here tonight. Russell for Backlund. Coming right in, face-off dot, out to stop it, Mrazek, and then stop Jones too. Loose at center as Tatar couldn't break away. David Jones tipped it to the middle. A little bit of pounce on it was Sheahan following up his Nyquist turn around to get it to the middle, but couldn't do it as Backlund will bring it in, but couldn't get past Kindle. Nyquist into the flame zone. Poke checked at the line. Near side for Marchenko. Lead pass for Sheahan. He'll send a backhander in that Ramo will move. Matt Stajan's pass. Hit Anderson. Back for Stajan again from Colburn.
Joe Colburn back of the Detroit goal. Couldn't get it. Michael Ferland for Calgary. Former 5th-round pick. Moved it back to the line for Giordano, but over his stick and out. Goal yesterday for Giordano got Calgary within a goal. Giordano, though, minus 13 on the season. Unlike the great year he had last year before he missed the final 20 in the playoffs with a biceps injury. Giordano had 48 points when he was hurt, leading all NHL defensemen.
Nasty looking injury when you saw it.
Glendenning's shot was blocked. Johnny Gaudreau for Calgary. Giordano outstretched stick, got to it, poked it ahead. And the Red Wings green able to keep control.
He went to shoot the puck and couldn't get it, and it's like his arm was just flapping in the breeze.
Henrik Zetterberg checked, stayed with it, back of the goal, got it. Off Zetterberg's skate again as DeKaiser moved over. Abdelkader created some space for Zetterberg. Giordano and Brody defending for Calgary. Zetterberg works it along the wall, now turns back, threw it in front. Ramo got all crossed up. Abdelkader had a good try right at the edge of the crease. Flames out of desperation just dump it to center. Dylan Larkin is forced back. He'll get that motor churning. Here he comes. Larkin, great pass, and Datsuk tried to feed back to Smith, didn't work. Now gives it to Brendan Smith. Chris Russell on him, poked it away. Helm threw it rink wide. Datsuk moves in on the forecheck. As the Flames, Brody will bring it ahead. TJ Brody. Couldn't connect on a pass for Josh Juris. Juris was the one who hit Mike Green and put him out of action as the play goes offside. Well, Dylan Larkin, who's having that great rookie season for Detroit, 89 shots, second for all rookies. And here's what Steve Yzerman did through the first 32 games in his rookie campaign. Big edge in goals, where Larkin is through 32, not so much in assists, by 10 points. Larkin leading the entire National Hockey League at plus 18. Just a little bit of comparison to Yzerman and Larkin in their rookie campaigns.
Yzerman minus 18. Red Wings weren't they're minus 8. They weren't a very good team back in 1984-85.
And the game was a little different.
It was a lot different, a lot more scoring, for sure.
Hamilton couldn't bring it in. Saved by Ramo. On a good play by Tatar to the goal. Nyquist for Sheahan back of the net. Checked by Backlund. Tatar came in to help. Sheahan angled one to the line for Green and a quick shot. Ramo with the save. Sheahan back of the goal. Comes out front with it. Over top by Tatar again. Sheahan did well to protect that puck and create a good chance on goal. Now Nyquist trying to get away from Chris Russell. former Blue Jacket draft pick. Later acquired from St. Louis for a 5th-round pick was Russell. Crowd here on a Sunday night with the rhythmic clapping to get the Red Wings going here. A race for it as Marchenko got back, helped out by Mrazek. Green just got away of a hit. And again, as mentioned, it was Green who was hit by Josh Juris in that game in Calgary, out with a shoulder injury. Kyle Quincy was hit by Sam Bennett on a play that wasn't penalized, and then while Quincy was out with a high hit, found out he needed the ankle surgery. So Quincy close to returning though. Smith, the shot in, loose puck, scores! Larkin! He's got his team-leading 12th goal.
Right off the bench. Line change. Zetterberg with a stutter step inside the line. And a fortunate bounce for Dylan Larkin. He went to the front of the net. And that juicy rebound land right there. Larkin came off the bench, intercepted the pass right there. It basically started the play. Yurko, will he get an assist? No. It'll be Zetterberg and Anderson, or Smith rather. Yeah, right there, and Larkin corrals that rebound and makes no mistake to tie this game just a couple of minutes after the Octopus hits the ice.
So Dylan Larkin leads all NHL rookies with 12 goals. That's his 23rd point. He was 3rd in rookie points coming into the game tonight. And as we said, he had gone 4 games without a point. That was his longest stretch this rookie season. That was his 3rd shot of the night. So that gives him 92 on the season.
That must have been an old Octopus because pieces of it just won't come off the ice. It had to be a stinky one. Holy jumping. Calgary players are looking at it going, what is this? Not even the playoffs. Come on. It's Christmas time, and Hoodler knows all about it. Happy's not too happy these days.
Right after we showed you that Dylan Larkin was plus 18, he's now plus 19 to lead all NHLers.
Well, for the first time the other night, he was minus 2 in a game. Or he ended up minus 1. He was minus 2 during the game, and he was on for that last goal by Zetterberg.
Yeah, he's never been a minus 2 in a game. He's been a minus 1 6 times.
Sheet, yeah.
So Zetterberg has another point, giving him 6 the past 7 games. So we're in a 1-1 tie. And I would think for Dylan Larkin, who goes back to get that puck, going 4 games without a point, and you're into game 33 of the season, and as we said, he's coming on that point where he's going to end up playing a lot more games than ever before. Here's Richards, scores! Slap shot, Richards! It's 2-1. First number 71 and then number 17.
Well, he wasn't going to fool around with this thing. I think it was a rolling puck. And again, you got a line change. There's Richards coming on the ice right there. He's going to go right into the slot. And boom, lets her go over top of a fallen Flame. Calgary standing still. No, it wasn't rolling. It might have hit the defenseman and went up to the bar 45 seconds after Larkin's goal.
So Brad Richards has his 3rd as a Red Wing. And a couple of shootout goals for Detroit as well. Pavel Datsyuk with some nifty moves down low. Over to get it is Helm. Green with a shot. Datsyuk and Zetterberg assisting at 8:31.
His 3rd of the season push by number 17, Brad Richards.
Helm with a fake shot. Helm circling the goal, up front with it, and a save by Ramo. Kronwall for Helm to Richards. Another shot. Richards with it again. Helm back of the net. Comes out front. Loose puck. And the Flames, Granlund will get it out of harm's way and down the ice. Kronwall hacked at by Jones. Knocked out of the air by Sheahan. To center for Nyquist, who gets checked. Tatar. Hit by Mason Raymond. Kindle backpedaling as Green has it. For Tatar into the Flame zone. Nyquist toward the goal. And that's scooped up by Rommel.
Fans liking what they're seeing here.
As the Red Wings strike quickly. Dylan Larkin, then Brad Richards. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire.
Up until Christmas and a very busy schedule for the Red Wings. Brendan Smith was asked by John Keating, what's the key to getting that Christmas shopping done at this time of year? He said the key is you've got to get a winger. You've got to get a partner to go out there with you. Set a date, go with a mission to get that done. He said the guy that needs the most help, Danny DeKeyser. I don't know what's on Danny's schedule, but apparently he needs a little help getting his shopping done with just a few days left to do it. Brendan Smith maybe got an early gift with an assist already in this period. Kenny, back to you.
Thank you, Trevor. Point shot. It was blocked as Anderson is out there with Yurko and Glendening. Mark Giordano with a lead pass that's sent in by Matt Stajan. With a big game-winning goal late in Game 6 in Vancouver last spring for Calgary. And what a great run they had. Knocked down by Yurko. Yurko's been finishing his checks. Knocked in there by Zetterberg. 2 assists in short order for Henrik Zetterberg. Giving him 7 points the past 7 games now. And he had that tying goal late on Friday. Here's Abdelkader with Larkin. Abdelkader to the other side. Now to Zetterberg. Couldn't one-time it. Finds Kronwall. Fandon. Ronnie Gaudreau dumped to the center. He's got an assist on the Calgary goal, giving Gaudreau 8 points the past 6 games. It's 2-1 Detroit. Back in a moment. Quickly approaching the 100th anniversary of the National Hockey League in 2017. And we've never seen scoring the likes of this since way back in the early years of the NHL. As we take a look at the Ace Hardware Ace Watch, where this season, 15-16, lowest average margin of victory. This is how close the league is. And back way before then, and the forward pass you couldn't make, and the goaltenders weren't allowed to go down way back then. Just 2.02.
I'm not sure what
it's competitive balance. Well, salary cap and park. Well, back then was different. The talent.
But competitive balance is one thing. Why not more scoring? What is it? Goaltenders are bigger, better.
Sure.
Star players are killing penalties.
The players come in to
blocking shots,
There's so little difference.
Better coaching.
Yeah.
Like a lot of guys, they joke, but it's true. They coach the skill right out of the game. They're so good, these guys, coaching.
And there's so little difference, and players in great shape, and the equipment, and what fourth liners used to do, and the fighting that was involved. You can maybe take advantage, and now there's so much skill throughout the lineup, it's tough to take advantage.
I think if there's one thing hockey fans universally would be for, it would be to open the game up more, to have more scoring chances. However you do it, doesn't matter. In other words, parity is great for a lot of markets that weren't in it before or later in seasons, but I don't think people really like it that much because there's not enough goal scoring.
Well, next year we'll see goaltender equipment reduced to some extent. That may help. Yeah.
Well, that found a way to get totally out of control while somebody wasn't looking.
That'll be held by Mrazek. And you know what Scotty Bowman's idea is he thinks 64 feet now is from the blue line to the goal is 64 feet. When they made it a little bigger, they thought it would create more space, but now all coaches, Jeff Blashill, everyone else, they leave the defenseman open.
They don't cover the points.
They don't cover the points, so everybody collapses down low. More shots are blocked. They don't get to the net, and it's just a sea of humanity in that 30 feet in front of the goal.
There's no question about that. I wonder if it would change. Like Gretzky used to make a living behind the net. Harder today because there isn't that extra footage. It used to be 60 feet.
That was Scotty's other thought. Make even more room behind the net.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. You know, we always defer to Scotty on things like that, but he also cautions there's been so many changes, it's tough to make any more right now. Just let the game go for a bit, so we'll see.
Well, sometimes we shoot ourselves in the foot. You know, we don't go far enough to figure out the negative side of a rule change, and we don't get the intended result.
But it's still a great game.
That it is.
Abdelkader tries to steal that puck, but TJ Brodie was too quick. Hoodler gave it back for Gaudreau. Speaking of quick, Johnny Gaudreau is in, back for Backlund. Point shot by Giordano Mrazek. Big stop there, Zetterberg. Zetterberg forces TJ Brodie. He's on his backhand, but made the play to center. Now Granlund coming in. Calgary is offside. And while we're speaking of Johnny Gaudreau, last year of his entry-level deal.
Watch the play he makes here. This is a Datsuk kind of play. Similar number, yeah, but look at this. Through traffic, just out of Dylan Larkin's reach. That's no accident. No coincidence. Right out of the stick of Backlund. And they get an excellent scoring chance because of it. This guy's got antenna, like Datsuk, on the back of his head. He's such a good player.
Led rookies with 40 assists last season. He was tied in points with 64. He had 24 goals. He's projected right now for this season. He's on pace for 30 goals and 86 points.
It was last year when he was the Hobey Baker winner. 40 games, he had 36 goals, 44 assists for 80 points. I mean, what can you say? And he's listed at 5'9", 150. Well, they got him at 159 right now, but, you know.
He's got assists tonight, give him 99 career points.
Give him take a shower or two. He's not very heavy, but boy, is he ever alert, smart, quick, and talented.
Well, he and Sean Monahan, both in the last years of their entry-level deals.
It's going to cost.
Yeah.
Especially the Canadian dollar being at about 65 cents. It's got to hurt everybody. Hurts the whole salary structure, really. Maybe not today or tomorrow, but it will sooner or later if it stays that way. We mentioned all the one-goal games that the Red Wings have been in the last month or so. They could sure use a little breathing room and a two-goal lead, and they're in that situation right now. They can get the next one.
Well, in leads and games, only the Dallas Stars have had more this season.
Boy, can they score. Oh, goodness.
So Dallas, you know the great run they're on this year and leading the NHL. It's the only team in the league that's had more time with a lead in a game than Detroit is Dallas. The problem with Detroit is keeping it in third periods. Tipped in by Glendening. Russell for Calgary, along with Weidman, who has the Flames goal. Brendan Smith couldn't keep it in a hard shoot-around. Marchenko back to get it. Flames Russell going back court. Last 3 games, since 3 he missed to injury, he's been really good as Russell. 5 points and +8 the last 3 for him. Helm coming in with good speed and lost it. Checked as Monahan got back, then gave it away. High slot, and just wide by DeKeyser.
Oh, Danny DeKeyser can't believe he missed the net on a glorious scoring chance with 3:45 to go in the second.
With the game break brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers, the Bruins and Devils needed a shootout to settle this one. Ryan Spooner beats Corey Schneider for the game winner. 2-1 Bruins, your final in Boston. The Devils, of course, are up next for the Wings. Ken and Mickey.
3-point games again. We're getting a lot more of them here. We didn't have many the first 6 weeks of the season. We're getting a lot more now. There's that scoring chance by DeKeyser. Nobody bothered him. He got it away for plenty of time, but oh, you gotta be kidding me. Hit the net, Denny boy.
And Jeff Blashill here in the second period mixing up his defense pairings. Before the last time out and now this one, Kronwall with DeKeyser, and he had Smith back with Marchenko. So interesting to see how this carries throughout the game.
That all because Eriksson was injured and couldn't play tonight. He and DeKeyser have been great for the last 6 weeks or so. Finally splitting up 55 and 52. The other looking for every advantage they can, but who's the best? That's what the coach's job is all about. Not to get you ready to play necessarily, but who you best fit for and with, and how you fit in the lineup that you've got. Your best chance to be productive.
Sometimes pairings, especially on the back end, can switch to see how one pair is going against the top line of the other team.
The other thing you got to be concerned about with defensemen is you don't have an equal right-hand shots and 3 left. Is who plays the off wing, so to speak, the best. You're on your backhand in the offensive zone.
It's 1st and 10.
Yeah.
Oakland University brings you the scouting report on Nick Kronwall moving up the list among most games played among Red Wing defensemen.
Oh, Bergie, a teammate of mine, 706. Way to go, Bergie. What a competitor he was. And Reed Larson with a big bomb of the shot. Red Kelly, what can you say about he? And of course, Marcel Pronoval. Wonderful gentleman in the game. So was Red Kelly. They say Red Kelly never swore. Dirty dishwater, he used to say. And Nick Lidstrom, well, that name speaks for itself.
Bennett able to get that back to the line, and then the return pass. Brendan Smith moved up. So Smith out with Marchenko. The usual pairing for those two prior to tonight, at least to start the game, had been together for 8 straight and 12 of 13 games. That tipped off a stick and high and out of play. Face-off will stay in the Calgary zone.
Give the gift of hockey with the Little Caesars and 5-game combo starting at $195. Each combo includes tickets to 5 Wings games, a ticket to the first day of the GLI, a free hot and ready classic pizza, and a Red Wings car flag. Call 313-471-7575 now to build your combo right away.
Sheahan, Tatar, and Nyquist. Kronwall and DeKeyser back out there again. Scores! Nyquist! Wrist shot through. It's a 2-goal lead.
That's the extra goal I was talking about. A couple things to note on this goal. Defensive zone face-off for Calgary, and Riley Sheahan does a marvelous job with his feet to kick it back to the point. And this, very similar to the goal scored by Weidman. Look at the bodies. Look at this. There's no chance for the goaltender to see this puck. And I don't think it hit anybody. Sheahan was in front, but I don't think he touched it. Yeah, he doesn't see this thing. There's no way. Although it didn't go up in the air, but it might have gone off Romo himself. And don't you know it, the Red Wings have a 2-goal lead. They have that many of those this year. Wow.
Nyquist has now tied Larkin for the team lead in 12 goals. And that gives Nyquist 9 points his past 11 games. Now Green on defense with Kindle. Tatar gives it to Kindle toward the goal. Sheahan fighting off a check, getting it back to Kindle again.
Dumped it back in. Nyquist taken out by Hamilton. Tatar for Nyquist behind the Calgary goal. They've given the goal to Sheahan. So Nyquist, as of the moment, unless it's changed back, still has 11, but he'll get the assist along with DeKeyser. Back in front of the net, turnaround try by Tatar. Still looking for it, just rolled wide. Nyquist on it again. And over the outstretched glove of Green back down ice. Here comes Zetterberg back in. With good speed, pulled it back. DeKeyser chasing Larkin. In for Zetterberg. Back to Larkin to the middle. Abdelkader for Larkin. Kronwall comes in from his defense position. Got a piece of the puck. Good back check there by Larkin to take Backlund out of the play.
Flames are ripe to be had, Ken. They're standing still a lot. That's offside. And they're lucky they're not down by 4 or 5. Wow. So if Sheahan does get credit, you know, when the wash is done, he starts it and finishes it in front of the net. It seemed to me that it went up awfully quickly. It was only 2 feet off the ice when it got there. There's a nice slow-mo look at it. Let's have a look. Does it hit it? Go ahead, guys. Finish it off. Let it go. Oh. Okay.
Going to get it is Marchenko, then Stajan dug it free for Calgary. Richards in there. Brad Richards is a goal, his 3rd in his 20th game for Detroit. Missed the time with the back issues. Back to the line for Brody. Oh, good save. Mrazek with a right pad.
What did that hit?
Final seconds of the game of the second period here. Red Wings want that breathing room to get to the room. Point shot blocked. And they have a 2-goal lead, Detroit, after 40 minutes of play. The difficulty of making trades in the NHL. All that coming up on our MGM Grand Detroit Intermission Report with Darren Elliott, Chris Osgood, and Johnny Kane.
Thank you, Ken. This intermission.
Kids Day here at Joe Louis Arena. The Red Wings have a 2-goal lead. Heading into period number 3. After picking up just 2 of a possible 6 points the past 3 games, losing just 1 in regulation though. And the Red Wings right now, updated standings as of the moment, with Boston and Florida having played today. There's where the Red Wings sit right now. Florida beating Vancouver, who just edged Detroit in a shootout. Florida beating Vancouver in a shootout. And scoring changes on the last 2 Red Wing goals, hard to believe. Brad Richards' goal is now unassisted. And it was, in fact, as we thought, Gus Nyquist's goal. It was not Riley Sheahan's. So we'll change it to, go with what we had originally. Nyquist from DeKeyser and Sheahan. That made it 3-1. The only change that hasn't occurred is Dylan Larkin's goal from Smith and Zetterberg. So it is 3-1, the Red Wings, with some room to breathe here to start period number 3. And Mrazek will hold on, and a face-off coming up to his right. Mrazek with just 2 regulation losses his past 12 games.
Scoring line now reads Nyquist from DeKeyser and Sheahan at 17:31 of the second period.
Michael Backlund getting set for this face-off against Henrik Zetterberg. Well, Zetterberg's lost an assist in this game. So he's got 6 points now his past 7, including tonight, not 7 and 7 with the scoring change. Larkin on the wing. Just missed DeKeyser with that feed. So Nyquist in fact, now does have 12 goals. Abdelkader in front to Ty Larkin for the team lead with a dozen apiece. Larkin able to break that up and go back into the Detroit zone and nudge it along for Kronwall. Then it's lost in the slot for Juris. Gaudreau played one back to the line for Hamilton. Johnny Gaudreau going after. Juris taken out of the play by Kronwall. Hamilton moved in deep for Calgary. Juris gets checked. DeKaiser drops back for Kronwall. The defense pairing since period number 2 for Detroit. They didn't start that way in the game. Smith's pass failed to click, and it'll be an icing charge against Detroit.
Not sure where Smitty was going with that one. The radar was off a little bit. He's talking to Elmer, thinking he was going up the middle. That's what it was. The quarterback leading the receiver, and he didn't go where he thought he was going, and it looks like he just threw it down the ice.
Well, neither of these two teams have been very successful in third periods. As a shot in on Ramo will be held. The Calgary Flames have been outscored 40-24. They're 29th best in the league in third periods. The Red Wings have been outscored 32-23 in third periods. They're 28th. So Bob Hartley's team, Jeff Blashill's team both struggled in third periods, but good news is the Red Wings have a 2-goal lead here.
Yeah, they haven't had much of that, and they've had enough experience lately, unfortunately, of giving leads away that you would hope that it would be a good learning process. That it's not going to happen tonight.
But Calgary was down by 3 after 2 to St. Louis yesterday afternoon and did come back with 2 in the third to make it close and a wide edge in shots as Calgary dominated. So the Red Wings will have to clamp down on these Flames.
The key when you got the lead is not to make yourself vulnerable defensively.
Here's Nyquist, a little shake and bake to get open. The slot for Sheahan. And that'll be held by Ramo.
And how do you do that? Well, you don't try to force your offense. You've got a 3-1 lead. That's no problem there. There's a look at some of the stuff we've been talking about. 232 minutes.
So the Red Wings have had more minutes with a lead in the third period by 1 goal. Only Dallas is relatively close to them. Look how much time Detroit has led. But in the third period with a 1-goal lead, they're 0 for 12 on the power play and a chance to go up.
That's the one right there. That's the big red flag right there. Yeah.
So a lot of those lost points in extra time.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with gambling because they haven't given up shorthanded goals either. But it's not being able to put a team away and finish them when you have a chance.
Gaudreau knocked it off the dasher, brought on here by TJ Brodie. Brodie with some room on the right side. He can go right in. He shoots. And that was blocked. Kronwall got in front of that. Here's Gaudreau. In front for Backlund. So Gaudreau without Monahan. The pass for Hudler. So Calgary's changed up their lines. May have played into what Jeff Blashill's done on his back end. Into the middle there by Hamilton. He lost it. Smith with a good move and then knocked off his stick. Helm over to retrieve it. Helm with a good move to get away. Helm to the slot. Then knocked off his stick and Gaudreau just cleared it. Helm with good speed to get to the line to keep it in. And again another steal. Now Johnny Gaudreau for Calgary. Datsuk coming back, takes it away. Brad Richards at center, left it there. Here comes Datsuk. 1-on-2 with a shot and a save by Ramo. Russell knocked Datsuk off stride, knocked down by Richards. Poked it behind for Helm. Good patience shown by Helm and a spin move to create some space, giving it to Brad Richards. Helm and Weidman now. Helm gets checked. Penalty coming.
Wow. He's not going to like this. It's going to be Helm for tripping, but This is a horrible, horrible call.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's unbelievable. No wonder. He's still talking to the referee going, are you looking at the right guy? That's terrible. If that's the penalty, what we just saw, it was not a penalty. I mean, that's unbelievable. Wow.
So behind referee.
The non-call. Wow.
The other referee may have been blocked out at the other end, but his arm wasn't in the air.
Jeez.
Skating backwards, looking at it.
Can't afford to have those calls like that in any game to any team.
So the Flames power play, which has a power play goal here tonight. First time in a long time, just their second. They're past 9 games and 32 tries. Brody and Weidman, who has that power play goal, gave it for Monahan. Gaudreau and Hudler out there with. Here's Johnny Gaudreau with a slap shot and a save by Mrazek off his chest and held it with Hudler waiting for the rebound.
Well, Hudler was just checking his feet to make sure he wasn't in the crease just a few seconds before that Gaudreau shot. Good thing that Hudler's not 6'5". That went off Hudler and went right into Mrazek. There's why. He backed out of the way and it deflected to hit him right in the chest. Watch this. Off it to Kaiser. Boom. Right in the chest and right to Mrazek.
Yuri Hudler, who won the Lady Byng for gentlemanly play last season, and then the first meeting this season, had his first career fight with Landon Ferraro. Remember that dust-up.
Oh, boy.
Into the slot. Off the goalpost.
Wow.
That was up high by the bar. That one sent high and off the glass by Brody. Brody knocks it down back here for Weidman. Michael Backlund. Stick in the lane by Smith on Ferland. Out there along with Mason Raymond.
Oh, Larkin doesn't kill too many penalties, and he's out there and did a nice job.
TJ Brody to lead the Calgary attack. Dennis Weidman dropped it back for Ferland. For Weidman to Ferland again. Giordano, broken stick. Back of the net to Mason Raymond. Former Leaf and Canuck. Tour of Canada for him. There's a shot that deflected and wide. Backlund. Giordano looked for the return pass, but too hot to handle for Dennis Weidman. The Backlund blocked in front by Glendening. Out of the box is Helm. As the Red Wings can get a change to join. Hamilton for Johnny Gaudreau. Gaudreau to center. Zetterberg was on him. He couldn't get through, and a lead pass didn't get out. Hit a stanchion, bouncing puck. And good hustle to get over by Marchenko. Larkin played it back here to Abdelkader, now to Zetterberg. Zetterberg in. Oh, and a shot just wide from Abdelkader. Flames quickly to center comes Yuri Hudler.
Oh, boy. This could be an interesting call. This could be a very interesting call. They're going to go to Calgary. Oh, boy. Larkin did actually interfere himself with this one, but we'll come back and figure it all out for you. 3-1 Detroit. 13 minutes and change left in period number 3. And we go to the power play, and here's why. Monahan and Dylan Larkin were hacking and chopping and scratching at each other down at the other end of the ice, and then all of a sudden, the Flames took off, and Larkin said, I got to get going because he was in motion. He interfered a little bit with Monahan, but he gave him a nice smelly glove in the face. A couple of 12-goal scorers going at it there, and Detroit gets the advantage for a power play.
Monahan, the 6th overall pick in 2013. And a year later, Larkin, 15th overall. Abdelkader couldn't get in and bounces out to center, and back to pick it up. Zetterberg gets checked. Mrazek to help him. Zetterberg To Kronwall. There's Nyquist and Abdelkader with him, and Larkin. Bell Tire power play for Detroit. Their third of the game. Left wing side for Kronwall. Around for Nyquist. Larkin to Zetterberg. Off the glass. Larkin played behind him. Now a loose break. 3 Flames are up. Kronwall is getting back. Mrazek the save. And stop the rebound and a hold on. Wow.
Well, let's take this opportunity to use this one as our Ram Guts Glory play of the game. The Guts from Mrazek on a 3-on-1 to take the short side, play the shooter. Never mind the pass. Made a good stop there. Was there a rebound? Off the kick skate, wouldn't have counted anyway, but that's a good save by Mrazek, our Ram Guts Glory play of the game, and he's had plenty of those tonight.
3 goals in the season in 11 games for Granlund. He spent time in the AHL this season. Second round pick in 2011. Calgary continues here shorthanded. Their penalty killing is 30th. Red Wing power play is 20th. Just offside as Datsyuk brought it back in. 8:01 gone here in period number 3. Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond with you. Glad you're with us tonight, wherever you're tuning in. And whatever device you're watching on or television here on Fox Sports Detroit. Pavel Datsyuk with 7 points the past 7 games. And a point in 5 straight at home. Brad Richards with one of the Red Wing goals tonight. Made a nice play for Datsyuk. Now to Brendan Smith, who's got an assist tonight. Tatar for Datsyuk. Blocked by Backlund. Tatar's got it. Green to Datsyuk. Shot high. Datsyuk keeps it in. Richards looked back in front and swept down the ice by Calgary. No shots on that power play for Detroit. Danny DeKeyser with speed through the middle. Zetterberg, backhanded, saved by Rommel. Larkin on the rebound. Up high with it to the line. Did not keep it in. TJ Brody for Johnny Gaudreau. Gets knocked down by DeKeyser, carried back by Abdelkader. Larkin over there to knock it down.
He hucks the puck. It's unbelievable. Very, very alert to what's going on the ice. He reads the play very well, Larkin. He's got the great speed to back it up to go get him.
Brody's shot went wide. Colburn, Granlund, and Sam Bennett up front for Calgary. Now Kindle on defense with Smith. Colburn was back to get it. And that's offside at the Red Wing blue line.
Tickets are on sale now for the Great Lakes Invitational December 29th and 30th at Joe Louis Arena. The Michigan, Michigan Tech, Michigan State, and Northern Michigan battle it out for the McKinnis Cup. Tickets start at $15. Little Caesars Family 4-pack starts at $49. For tickets, go to DetroitRedWings.com.
Kindle and Green, the defense pair. Here's Richards. Datsyuk. High again. He's going high, stick side on Rommel. Green in front. Datsyuk hustling back, creating a little space for his defenseman.
It is interesting in a lot of different ways. Calgary's only had 8 shots on goal since the end of the first period. It's 30 minutes ago.
And they had 38 against St. Louis yesterday. They used them all. Turning is Juris. Check by Marchenko. Anderson, Glendening, and Yurko up front for Detroit. Marchenko for Smith. Over a couple of Flame sticks. Boy, some of the icings you really, although that beat the defenseman, but just the ones that are indicated at center when it goes by 2 guys, it's just...
Yeah, well, there's a complaint. There is.
I guess so.
I mean, these poor guys, they got so much responsibility, the linesman, the referee now. It's just an accident waiting to happen because of it. But also it's the way the rules have been made and the decisions that they have to make.
Yes, for the most part, they are calling it how they're told to call it.
Exactly.
On the wing here for Hudler. That deflected off Zetterberg, back to center. Abdelkader checked. Here's Zetterberg. Now Gaudreau, Hudler, and Monahan back together. Sean Monahan back for Hudler, now to Gaudreau. Back to the point for Hamilton. Save made by Mrazek. Rebound cleared by Kronwall. Here's Gaudreau with a shot blocked by Zetterberg. Back of the net for Yuri Hudler. Circles the goal. Tried to jam it in. Puck still loose. Side of the goal. Hamilton for Calgary. He was so good in his time in Boston with Zdeno Chara. Point shot, Weidman. Loose here. Larkin back to Abdelkader. They want to change. He'll just dump it in. Dennis Weidman. Joe Colburn. Knocked away before he could get going. Colburn, former first round pick of the Bruins back in 08. Nice move by Bennett. Couldn't get through. Bennett just 19 years old and a rookie who played playoff games, given away in front. And a chance there for Calgary.
Unfortunate by Kindle. He's had a pretty steady night for a guy who's been on the lineup for a long time.
Nyquist to the middle for Tatar. Goes wide on Brody. Good job defensively by Brody to force him wide. Tatar at the line. Marchenko made sure to get it in for Sheahan. Riley Sheahan. For Tatar out front. Off his backhand attempt taken by Brody. Marchenko got it away from Bennett. He missed most of last season with a shoulder injury. Did play 11 playoff games though for Calgary and scored 3 goals, including a game winner. Brendan Smith gets hit by Ferland. Helm along with Richards. Good play by Calgary to turn it over at their blue line. Ferland held by Mrazek. Under 6 to play, period 3. Red Wings by 2. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Belton.
Lots of kids here at the Joe. Sunday night, 7 o'clock start, 3-1 home team, 5:46 to go. Captain's putting on a show. I don't know where he gets his energy. Boy, oh boy. Protects the puck. One of the smaller guys on the ice on any given night. Almost had himself a goal in the first 5-10 minutes of the game there. Gets involved with that one with Larkin getting his first in a while. On the ice for that one, an unassisted little goal, but helped in the turnover. Calgary to have Richard pop it into the net behind Romo. Lots of energy for the captain this year. Boy, that back has been good and solid, and he's leading the way.
Team-leading 26 points for him and 20 assists.
Went a while without a goal. He's been in a drought, but mind you, he's playing awfully well for a guy that hasn't scored many goals and has gone only won in 18 or 19 games. But
they got the big tying one last game to get the Red Wings a point. Before falling in the shootout. Only 3 shootouts this year for Detroit. 14 games they've played beyond 60 minutes. 6 and 5 in overtime, 1 and 2 in the shootout.
Talked to a lot of fans yesterday. And, boy, to a fan, they're going, Mickey, can't we get rid of their shootout? Yeah, we're not very good at them so far.
Abdelkader in front for Larkin. May have been going wide, but Ramo got over. Dougie Hamilton for Calgary.
Russell and Abdelkader chopping at each other's ankles, and Abdelkader didn't like it when Russell chopped him, and they're both going to go, but... So Dylan Larkin, much more involved tonight. Had himself a goal, had himself a couple of scoring chances, been hustling all over the ice. Good save, Ramo, there.
Rangers hosting the Capitals in New York. Washington looking to pull off the upset here. Tom Wilson chips it up to Jason Chimera on the break. He shoots it and scores it. Caps battled back from a 3-1 deficit and are all over the Rangers. It is 7-3 in the third. Back here in Detroit, it's a little tighter. Still a dandy here left to decide. Chris Osgood, Darren Elliott join me in studio for a post-game edition of Red Wings Live. We encourage you to join us for all the highlights and post-game analysis from this Sunday night affair. We're going to get you back out to Mickey Redmond.
Thanks, Johnny. Boy, the Rangers, are they, or the Washington Capitals, my goodness, are they ever on fire?
And the Rangers aren't.
And the Rangers aren't. So with that, here's our Nissan drive to the net. It's a guy that came off the bench, kept the puck in, hasn't had a goal in about 4 or 5, and goes to the front of the net and gets rewarded on a nice rebound. Our Nissan drive to the net. Number 71, Dylan Larkin.
4-on-4 hockey now. With the offsetting minors, Abdelkader and Russell. Hit bodies in front before it got to Mrazek. And now Calgary's pulled their goaltender. It's going toward the empty net. So the Flames have 5 skaters. And an empty net there for Glendening.
Why not? Down by 2, right?
Brought back in here. Mrazek came loose in front, blocked. You know, if Mrazek gets a chance to go at the empty net with a 2-goal lead, he might just do that. Hamilton deflected, and it's wide.
Tell you who could really use it. He's on the ice right now. Darren Helm.
Giordano keeping it in. Net empty for the Flames. Hudler back slot. Hamilton scores! It got through Mrazek. It's just a 1-goal lead now. With 2:59 to play, the Flames, who were the cardiac kids last season, made it close against St. Louis yesterday, and now within a goal again.
Well, Hamilton got in pretty tight. Big right-handed shot. Look at this. Just at the top of the circle. And it might have hit the blocker of Mrazek and bounced down behind him. He saw it, but I mean, that big guy ripping the puck from 30 feet like that, boy, oh boy. He's inside the top of the circle, really. And I don't think it hit anybody. We got a 1-shot game. It's still 4-on-4 for 47 seconds. Goaltender will come back in for now. Now he won't pull him with this 4-on-4 again until we get down inside 2 minutes, probably.
De Kaiser. Brings it into the Calgary zone and turns it back in behind the Calgary net. Brody with it. Hudler and Giordano assisting on the Hamilton goal. So again, 2 more Calgary defensemen in on the play. Like they did so well last season, they're starting to pile up the points again here in the last last 9 games for the Flames with over 32 points. In the last 10 minutes of third periods, the worst goal differentials in the league, Detroit and Calgary.
Well, I was going to say something's got to give, but it doesn't really. Neither one could score, you know?
Right.
But nonetheless, not a stat you want to be a part of. 16 seconds left on these penalties and 2:28 on the clock. Zetterberg with a big face-off win right there.
2:20 to go in the third period. Team's about to return to 5-on-5. Monahan gave it up to Datsuk, who's out with Zetterberg as Johnny Gaudreau carries in. Gaudreau kicks it ahead. The team's back 5-on-5 now. With the expiration of the coincidental minor penalties. Rommel looking to the bench, but still on the ice. Knocked down by Wideman. He's got some room. Now Rommel to the bench for an extra skater. Net empty again for Calgary. Abdelkader. Red Wings don't want to ice. And that's deflected out of play.
Well, that'll keep the face-off at center ice, and Pavel Datsyuk again. He's made a couple of really good defensive plays tonight, not the least of which is right there. Gaudreau getting set to make a heck of a play, you know it, off of that stick, and Datsyuk disrupted the whole mess. A good effort, strong back check that Datsyuk is known for. He just doesn't give it up on the defensive side of the puck, boy. And that puck chipped in over the glass, forces Rommel back into the net. I don't know about this one. Why not? You're at the other blue line. What the heck? You got to win the draw, but they don't.
First meeting of this season was a 3-2 Calgary win in overtime. The Red Wings leading 3-2 here in the second and final meeting with 80 seconds left. Net empty for Calgary. Backlund blocked it for the Flames. Ferland centering one. Shan got a stick in there. Giordano. TJ Brodie gets over to keep it in to Giordano. Hit a skate, deflects back to Brodie. Now to Giordano. Shot got blocked. Giordano had that overtime winner, part of a 2-goal night against the Red Wings in Calgary.
Trying to get to the middle of the ice with those left-hand shots off the right.
Coburn sent it across, blocked by Brendan Smith. Glendening, with help from Helm, didn't get out. And then lofted down ice. Perfect curling shot there, not to go. Quickly back up for Coburn. Blocked by the Red Wings. Abdelkader from his own side of center. Scores! Seals it 4-2.
Well, Coburn had a couple of chances to get it in. He got checked by DeKeyser. That's a nice defensive play there by a guy that's known for that. And that turned the puck over. That'll get an assist for Danny DeKeyser on this goal by Abdelkader to put this baby away with exactly 30 seconds left in the hockey game. Abdelkader's 11th of the year into an empty net.
So he's got his 11th. Nyquist and Larkin each have their 12th. Richards has his 3rd. And the Red Wings are going to stop a 3-game skid without 2 points. Danny DeKeyser has his 2nd assist of the night. Empty net again for Calgary with 10 seconds left. As the Detroit Red Wings are going to pick up 2 huge points. They win it 4-2. And the 800th victory in this venue. Joe Louis Arena since the Red Wings first played here December 27th of 1979 against St. Louis.
Those were good days.
It was your birthday.
They were good days.
Yeah.
The 70s. If you remember them, you weren't there. They were good days. Okie dokie. Take a look at our big boy playing the game, and it'll be not the winning goal anymore because of that last goal by Hamilton, but a goal 45 seconds after Larkin's goal. First turnover by Datsuk. It'll go as an unassisted goal because they tapped it forward, and Richards, who'd come right off the bench, rips one past Ramo, and the Red Wings never looked back after that. Outside of the Hamilton goal, they led this game comfortably by 2 the rest of the way, and they end up winning by 2. So our big boy play of the game, Brad Richards, third of the year.
And the Red Wings, with the 2 points, are back into third in the Atlantic, where they started the day. Despite what Florida did and Boston did, the Red Wings are back where they were, although Boston stays in front of Detroit by 1, and will stay here for the